they all, Christianity, Judaism, Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam, they all have this common belief that there is continuous conflict between truth and falsehood. Zoroastrian, I should have mentioned as well, Zoroastrianism, that there is continuous conflict between truth and falsehood. But that there will come a final triumph of truth over falsehood. And that final triumph of truth over falsehood would herald the end of history. This is the subject that we will be addressing tonight. Christianity Hinduism, Buddhism, Judaism, Islam, and modern Western civilization. What conception do they have of the movement of history? What is their conception of truth? And what is their differing conceptions of the end of history? I tell you, this is a truly fascinating subject. And I'm sure that you'll be fascinated by the exposition of the subject. Inshallah. What is the Christian conception of truth? That's very easy to answer. The Christian belief is a truth personified, truth incarnated in the person of the Son of the Virgin Mary. Jesus, peace be upon him, is truth. The golden age of the historical process was when truth incarnated and manifested itself in history, in Jerusalem, when Jesus lived. That golden age, however, came to an end when, according to the Christian belief, he was crucified and he was raised into the heavens. Subsequently, the historical process witnessed decline, continuous decline. And so the movement of history is linear, a straight line, but retrogressive, going down all the time. There will, however, come a last age before the final triumph of truth over falsehood. That last age will witness many tumultuous events. Lots of earthquakes, for example, the Bible speaks. Earthquakes, turmoil, killing. Lots of falsehood in the world. But there will be a major actor who will emerge in that last age, according to the Christian view, who will dominate the world in the last age prior to the return of truth, the return of the Son of Mary, the return of the third person in the Trinity, namely Jesus alayhi salam. Who is that actor who will dominate the world in the last age? The Christian belief is that there is someone who they call the Antichrist. That Antichrist will bring evil to the world. Blasphemy. He got a PhD in committing blasphemy. Then you must worship me, don't worship God. He will seek to impersonate the true Messiah, Jesus, who is to return. And since the true Messiah, Jesus, the Son of Mary, when he returns, will rule the world from the throne of David, alayhi salam, from Jerusalem. The false Messiah will seek to impersonate Jesus, alayhi salam, and therefore the false Messiah would seek to rule the world from Jerusalem and make it appear that he is indeed the true Messiah. There are many in the world today, many Christians, who look at events which are unfolding in the Holy Land and who see evidence of the Antichrist. However, they have a problem. Since Christian theology is dominated by this interpretation of the Antichrist that he would be Gentile, not a Jew. A Gentile is someone who is not a Jew. They have a problem. Many Christians deplore the oppression of the state of Israel. Many Christians in the world support the oppressed Palestinian masses. Many Christians leave the United States and go to the Holy Land and stand up against Israeli tanks. And there was one American woman, I cannot remember her name now, right, and she stood up in front of the Israeli tank, Christian. And guess what the tank did? Yeah? The Israeli tank rolled over her. That is a spectacular demonstration of a Christian response to Israel and to the oppression of Israel. However, because of this belief that the Antichrist is going to be Gentile, not a Jew, there is difficulty in Christian theology today in coming to a conclusion concerning the reality of events which are unfolding in the Holy Land. What they do know is that this is going to end with the Son of Mary coming back. No doubt about that. But how do we interpret the events which are now unfolding? Is this or is this not the work of the Antichrist? There is a problem there because the Christian cannot accept the Antichrist to be a Jew. This is not the only Christian view. According to this Christian view, of course, the end of history is close. We can expect the Son of Mary to return soon. But this is not the only Christian view. There is another Christian view. There are Christians who have joined together with Jews to form friendship and an alliance. A historic reconciliation of Christians and Jews have taken place in European civilization. And those Christians have a quite different view concerning events unfolding in the Holy Land from the first set of Christians. The second set of Christians who have joined the Jews in an alliance and friendship, they are the ones who respond with joy to the emergence of the state of Israel and who support that Israel, come rain or sunshine, support that Israel and continue to demonize those who are opposed to Israel. Anyone today who is opposed to Israel, you know, of course, is a terrorist. But we will come back to those Christians in a moment. If this is a Christian view, that history will end with events which will culminate in the Holy Land, events which will culminate in Jerusalem, with the return of the true Messiah, and therefore the triumph of truth over falsehood for the last time. Events which will validate the Christian claim to truth, that Jesus is God, the third person of the Trinity, that God incarnated, etc. If this is the Christian view of the end of history, and the Christian belief that the end of history is close, what is the Jewish view? You would be amazed that the Jewish view is that history will end with events which will culminate in the Holy Land, which will culminate in Jerusalem. That history will